to the Sad Dads Club podcast. Here's everybody's favorite sad dads, Jim and Foo.
I've run across him in years prior, but he's been on my team, and I've heard him sporadically. I could care. It's fine. It's fine. But over the course of this year, on a couple of things that he has like spoken up about and just rambled on them, now it's like he opens his mouth and all I hear is nails on a chalkboard.
Yeah.
Like I can't listen. Like if
I feel that.
Like you're walking around and I need a sprint.
Yeah.
Like please stop talking.
Quicken it up, pal.
Please stop talking.
Can we summarize more intensely?
Yeah. Is there a condensed version of what you're trying to say? Like
we just need the Cliff Notes version of your summarization.
Right. And the problem is he's been here for a while, so there's a lot of institutional knowledge. When you're in, like, you've been at bank as long as I have, 25 years, there's institutional knowledge, a huge, and the bulk of the guys on the team and ladies on the team have been here. I would say the average is over 5 years, probably even over 7.
Yeah.
So it also
you're bringing that average up,
right? Oh yeah, I'm a heavy bag on the other end. Yeah, it's like 2.
Yeah,
get a wheelbarrow on here.
Yeah.
As with most gearheads and nerds, if you who all have talent in the thing, there's no everyone's got the story. Everyone's got a fishing story.
Right.
But with nerds, I feel like it's you either are you're like vibing with it. Like, oh man, I remember that story and I shared a similar experience. And then as soon as he takes a breath or something, you're like, oh, but I remember.
Right.
And a lot of those stories help keep team build, camaraderie, all that stuff.
Sure.
Very important to like team cohesion.
Yeah,
I get it, and I
everyone's in the same boat. We all have seen it.
I am having been here as long as I have my stories too, and I will share my stories as well. But when that motherfucker opens his mouth, I want to stab my ears.
Oh, my internet's about to go down.
I shit you not.
My internet's gonna go down.
I will get up out of my chair sometimes and just take my headphones off and like walk to the kitchen and just be like, hopefully by the time I get back, he's done speaking. And sometimes he is, and sometimes he isn't. And I hope I didn't miss anything important.
Yeah.
In between. But sometimes, like, I just like pull the buds out and just like.
So you're not on video?
No, I'm not on video. No, fuck, that would be brutal.
Yeah, I'm always on video. Rob is never on video, but I am, and I can see everybody else.
Time I shit, motherfucking. I mean, it's a new year. It's time for some new shit. Maybe next year or this year, I'll just keep my Mandalorian helmet a lot closer and just like. As soon as that dude starts getting rumbling too long, I'll just take the tape post-it note off my camera and just put my helmet on and just start shaking it. Like,
this is not the way.
And and then at least, if I do it before, then no one has to see my face. So I'll do it, stage it, put it on, take the tape off, and just open my camera and just be like shaking my head. And then someone will go, there's a Mandalorian.
What the fuck is going on?
It'll instantly change the conversation.
Yeah.
I should do that more. Because fuck me, man.
Yeah. That's the worst. The long-winded,
like
for no fucking reason.
Yeah.
Dude, we just need to get out of this meeting.
And like the guys that complain to complain. Like, we used to not have tools that were this unstable when I started. And, well, it's probably broke again because fucking my laptop is too slow. Like, everyone's fucking laptop is too slow. Everyone hates the tools. You give us all our choice, and we'd be like, latest edition,
new machine, boop,
rig.
It's time.
Yeah,
I just got one 2 weeks ago.
Working from the command line only. because and you
Because
would,
that was the day.
because that's how you get shit
That's
done.
how you did it.
I don't need to track my extra shit in 5 different GUI tools. You just understand that I have command line access and I'm busy all day.
That's right. My fucking fingertips hurt.
Right. Jason, we didn't see that you logged into a box today.
I was on the command line.
I was on the command line of my Windows box, just learning. Like, what do you mean? I was in PowerShell all day. I tried to mix it up. You track that? Are you tracking that?
I'm PowerShell for my new ripping laptop that I just got.
It was fast. I hit enter, and it like carriage returned before I was even done depressing the button. It's so fast.
Only throttled by my internet.
Yeah. Fuck. Wow. 2024 shots fired. Jesus Christ. We're not even in the double digits, asshole.
Shit.
What the fuck? God damn.
Happy fucking New Year.
Yeah. Hope you get fiber, dickhead. Man.
I got fucking tears, man. They real. Oh, damn. Whew. Well, welcome to the show.
Well, hey, and I made it to the end of the year, so that means I got my 401k match, so that's all awesome.
Nice.
But
They don't match it as they put it in as you get paid throughout the year?
No,
Like,
they stopped that in 2021.
I wonder why they do that. Hold on to their money so they can use it for other shit, and then at the end of the year go, fuck, all right.
The general consensus was that money that they get to keep instead of monthly or paycheck matching is money that they earn interest off of.
Yeah.
Also, if you don't make it to the end of the year, then they don't have to match. So
wow, that's bonkers.
Absolutely. Oh man, yeah, a lot of.
I mean, that's almost a perk.
Right.
For the year.
Yeah.
I mean,
I made it this one, and then you get on December 29th, you get to see the matching. I mean, it's nice to see that number, but you're like, what if I got laid off in?
But think about the earning
October?
potential for the rest of the year that you've given up on.
Absolutely,
too.
yes.
That's what's fucked up about it.
So they gain it because they get to keep it, as opposed to you gaining the incremental compounds in however you're managing your 401k.
That is bonkers.
Yes, no one liked that one at all. And then yeah.
Wow, I didn't realize that was a thing.
Yeah,
I never heard of that.
Yeah.
We don't want to give Dave any ideas.
Yeah, no shit. Keep matching all the times.
Oh yeah. So you have a good New Year?
We did.
Yeah. Just chill.
We did a lot slower paced.
Yeah.
Well, I think the last couple of years we've done the show, we're just like, whoa, we mailed it in, and
yeah.
We made a couple jokes, Venus and I, like, sometimes. Or I think I was telling Piper because she left for a New Year's thing.
Yeah.
I'm like, yeah, we had a couple of years. I think, I should, take a shot and kiss Venus and Happy New Year and at least make it to midnight. And I'm like, sometimes I'll get into the liquor cabinet and I'll get one of my nice bottles of bourbon or whiskey and pour myself a 2-finger in a glass and a nice ice cube, and it's kind of, and then, but why? Like, there have been a couple of years where I have poured myself a drink and been like, fucking Happy New Year, and then went,
why am
I don't.
There's no I don't have any.
I'm sitting here standing here in the kitchen all on my own. Like, why? I don't. And
was that this year too? Same
I didn't even bother. I'm like, I don't know, why
You're
waste?
Like, I'm not gonna buy.
Why waste that much good bourbon or whiskey if I'm not gonna actually fucking drink it? And since I had no reason to.
Interesting.
Piper went over to Nick's house with a bunch of her friends, and somewhere about 11:30, I got a call.
Uh-oh.
And it was like pocket call.
Oh.
Is what I thought it was for like a good 5 seconds, because I'm sitting in the office just shooting aliens in the face, and Piper Sarda. Swipe. And it was so fast, and obviously the kids are under supervision, not leaving the house, so they are with parents. They're drinking over there. We're fine with it. Controlled environment.
Right.
Lots of family, her group.
Sure.
They're fine. So I had presumed my daughter hammered. She's hey, so Zach, okay, wait, hold on. Nick, let's go. Rumbling, and then I hear, "Hey, Mr. Sarda, how are you doing? This is Nick." And I went, "Oh, hey, Nick, how are you doing?" And he's like,
"I'm hammered as fuck.
Pretty good." And I went, "What's up, Nick?" And he's like, and you can hear
he's nervous,
like he's the visual I have is he's like looking around, because I can hear noise on the phone, like the phone is being moved, but it's also near someone who's speaking to me.
Uh-huh.
And then I'm like, I'm just trying to fill dead air. I'm like, "Hey, is this about Christian McCaffrey like injuring his calf? You think you gonna be okay for the playoffs?" And he's like, "Okay, so that is a terrible situation." And I'm not excited about that at all. I'm like, well, they've got a first round. He'll probably sit him for this week, and they got a first round bye, so he should be fine. He's like, "Well, that's good. Okay, Zach Jensen has a question for you about cigars." And then I hear,
"Oh my God!"
And I hear nothing for about 5 seconds, and then phone picks up, and I hear another young man's voice. Hi, Mr. Carta. This is Carson. Actually, we haven't met." I'm like, "Oh, hey, Carson, what's up?" He's like, "Yeah, well, you were supposed to be speaking to Zach, but he ran off."
Everyone's like, "Where the fuck did he
go?" And I went, "Oh, that's funny, because Zach was a pretty good cross-country runner. He was pretty fast." He's like, yeah, he's still fast because he ran away from the phone real fast." And I went,
like he was afraid to talk to you?
"Yes."
Oh, okay.
And I went, "Oh, okay. Rumble, rumble, rumble." Piper picks up the phone.
Yeah.
"Hey, Dad."
What the hell?
Like, "How you doing, sweetie?" She's like, "Good." I'm like, "Are you having fun?" She's like, "Yeah." I'm like, "What does Zach need?" She's like, "He had a question about cigars." And like, there's the whole time you can tell that, like, the phone is actively being moved around a location.
Okay.
I shoot the shit with her for a little bit. I could tell that she's hammered.
Yeah.
And I'm killing time while apparently she or someone is trying to wrangle Zach Jensen to get him on the phone to ask me the cigar question. I'm like telling her that her Mr. Kelsey of the Eagles, who she loves and adores now, they lost their football game, and Mr. Swift, who's the brother who plays on the Chiefs, they won their game, and she's like, "Oh my God, Dad." And I went, "I'm gonna let you go. You guys be safe.
If you find him, just let me know."
Yeah, let me know. Okay. She's like, "Okay," and then the phone hangs up. Something tells me, because Piper got Nick a cigar for Christmas, Venus had to go in to at the cigar shop that's right down here by their Original Al's now. Original Pete's changed to Original Al's. Did you know that?
Oh, yeah. I heard that there was a name change there.
Like the new or whatever owner that's left is Al, so they changed it from Pete's to Al's. So there's a pretty nice cigar bourbon shop right over here, right across the way. So Venus went in, asked for a mild cigar, got one, and then that's what Piper got.
You only have to be 18, right?
I think 20. Well,
is it 21
yeah,
now
I think
for
it's 21.
smoking?
21 for the. Yes, Piper could not go in the store.
Oh,
that's what I was told. Piper could not go in.
You can't buy cigarettes at 18 anymore?
I don't know. Maybe it was that she couldn't go. I don't know. Venus was the only one that went in, and I was led to believe that.
Okay.
Piper
I don't know. I mean,
I didn't drill down. I just took it on faith.
I don't smoke anything, so.
Well, I haven't been to a
brisket.
Well, I'm over 21, so I haven't had that problem in like almost 30 years.
Yeah.
Anyway.
All right.
So he got a nice cigar for Christmas and a tool set, clippers.
Little snip thing and whatnot.
I think she had them like personalized for him.
Oh.
So the boys went out golfing Friday, Saturday, or Sunday. I don't know which day. And he smoked a cigar on the 18 on the greens. And none of the other guys had one. So he, as you would with cigars,
passed it around.
They all really enjoyed the smoke. It was a good tasting cigar. It was a well-made cigar for $22.
Was it Cuban?
No, those are still illegal.
Really?
Yes, because Venus's mom, who went to Cuba sometime this year, brought back allegedly Cubans for Venus's dad.
Okay. She have them smuggled in her pants or something?
Fucking, you know what? When we were in Mexico, we didn't have problems. I brought back a couple cigars that I had made and rolled like right in front of me. It was really cool.
Yeah.
That was like my cigar heyday. So it was really nice. They weren't Cubans. They were.
But they didn't bat an eye?
Cancunians. I got no fucks. No, it didn't trigger any alarms. No extra inspections. So the rest of the guys, the crew, smoked this cigar with Nick on the green. Something tells me that the question Zach probably wanted to ask was, could you go get us some cigars? Which I would have no problem doing. I'm just.
But 11:30 though.
Oh, not at 11:30. I was thinking like so when I'm
thinking they're like, we want to smoke cigars now.
I was. My theory is that they were looking to, go back to their college locations with like a handful of cigars to smoke, as they would wish. Obviously, there'd be no way for me to. I don't have any cigars currently, and I think the pipe tobacco that I have is probably well done and gone.
It changed.
Did it? Is it 21?
It's 21 now, I guess.
Well, that's good because you young.
It was 18, right? Forever. 18, you could buy cigarettes.
Tobacco card 18. I can visually see the sticker on like a 7-Eleven counter.
Yeah.
We card for cigarettes.
I don't know when that changed, but at some point.
Anyway,
at some point it changed.
So I've been trying to because I would have no problems. A good cigar, as long as they're smoking them responsibly and not, habitually.
In 2016.
Really?
Yeah, that's.
Yeah, we were.
I mean, I don't smoke, so it's not like I would pay attention to that.
And I stopped. I can't remember.
I've bought one cigar in my entire life, and that was for a Halloween costume.
Where'd you go? Bedmo?
No, the one on Roseville Parkway after Pleasant Grove, coming this direction.
Yeah.
There's that little cluster of businesses, like as you're coming down towards Washington on the right side.
Yeah.
There's like a smoke shop in there. I just hopped in there. I just need the cheapest cigar you have.
Yeah.
Because I wasn't going to smoke it.
Right.
It was a prop.
It's a prop.
So,
I'm totally drawing a blank on, because the cigars that I used to have all came from Venus's, not all, but most of them came from Venus's dad.
Oh, I thought you were going to say Venus's tobacco plantation.
Emporium. She's like, down south, they done roll out. Anyway. And I haven't bought my own cigar because Chuck had like a cigar of the month club type of thing where they would send him like handfuls of whatever. So a lot of the stuff that I had in my humidor were all like donations. And that was until Ingress-ish. We've probably talked about this in the early years of the podcast. I inherited a pipe from Venus's stepdad that was the first stepdad of her mom's that I really got to know.
Was it made out of a Pabst can?
Yeah. Some blue ribbon tobacco smokers. When he passed away, he had a pipe collection.
Yeah.
And a like a buck knife collection.
Okay.
And Susie, Venus's mom, allowed Keith and I to take our pick of choices of his pipes. And I'm like, well, fucking now I have all these pipes. I have no problem smoking a cigar. I'll try pipe smoking. And you buy pipe tobacco typically in like
bulkish kind
like
of bags.
Big bags.
Yeah.
I couldn't tell you where I bought it and when that was.
It doesn't stay good forever though, right?
No, certainly not the way I take care of it. So I think I probably chucked it a long time ago.
Yeah.
The last time, this is a little heart moment. The last time I smoked a pipe was out of my big Gandalf pipe at Mahaney with Pop. Papa Smurf.
Yeah. Yeah.
That was the last time
Rip.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah. Anyway. But so that's kind of how my New Year's went.
Yeah.
Xander came out somewhere about 11:45 after playing, and I went, "Happy New Year!" And he went, "Happy New Year! Can I have some ice cream?" And I went, "Sure."
No.
Sure. Not in 2023.
That's right. You're gonna have to wait till midnight.
You're gonna have to wait till next year.
Oh, come on.
God damn it, Dad, not another one. Yeah. See you next year, son. It's like 15 minutes away. I know.
Nice.
How about you?
We went to my in-laws and it was a frustrating evening.
No.
A little bit. It was one of these things where my wife was trying to get a jump on the, like, what are we going to do for dinner kind of thing. And so she suggested like 12:45 in the afternoon. Why don't we order some round table and we'll just have pizza. Yes. And then we're going to bring over, like, I'm going to make my dip. There's going to, whatever. We're going to bring over stuff for later.
The dip?
Yes.
Oh, yeah.
And then that was like, I don't know, that turned into a thing. And then,
because people don't like pizza?
I don't know. The problem was people were being difficult.
Oh, okay.
And it was frustrating. And then there was no communication because people were being difficult.
Mm.
And so then it's like cutting in on 7:00 and everyone's fucking hangry.
Oh,
it was one of those kind of things.
Yeah, yeah.
And then it's like, first of all, it's New Year's Eve. Who the fuck is open?
Right. Now you're running into
because it's not like we planned to make dinner or anything. We were planning to take something home.
Right.
So it was just one of those things. And like after everybody ate and got over the hangry, it was okay. We played Farkle.
I don't know that one.
Dice game.
Okay, vaguely familiar,
So
but I'm probably...
You roll 6 dice. You have to roll 1s or 5s. 1s are 100 points, 5s are 50s. You got to score. And then there's, of course, like straights or 3 doubles or whatever.
Okay.
Or 3 of a kind or whatever. And you get points based on what the numbers are.
Mm-hmm.
You have to get 500 points to get on the board, and then you play to 10,000. Melanie kicked everybody's ass by double. She just had an insane...
Good rolls.
Oh my gosh, we should have taken her straight to Thunder Valley. Played...
Who probably was open.
It was.
And serving food.
Absolutely. But full of smoke.
Oh, yeah.
No one wants to do that, really.
Is it really a thing still?
Yeah. Oh, yeah. Casinos are like, yeah, smoke it up. We don't care.
Ugh.
They still have... They have smoke-free room that's very tiny.
Yeah.
Compared to the rest of the casino.
Fucking hell. Anyway, okay.
Anyway, so we played and then made snacks and stuff and then watched whatever the shit is. Fucking DirecTV, what is up with that organization?
I don't know.
They are constantly screwing over their customers by getting in fights with networks over the cost of their contracts to the point to where people get blacked out on shit like Fox or CBS or whatever the fuck it is. This year, I think it's CBS, wherever, like, Rockin' New Year's Eve TV thing is on.
Right.
They couldn't watch because DirecTV had it blocked out because there's no contract.
So what does that show up on the channel? Like a black? Is there a?
I think
like
that has
splash thing?
It doesn't. We didn't show it, but I'm pretty sure there's a thing that pops up that says we don't. Yeah, fuck you.
We're not getting enough cheddar, so they can't watch this.
Yeah, so we ended up watching some other channel that was similar, and then we ended up seeing the Vegas feed.
Okay.
Which was actually pretty cool. Man, I would love to be in Vegas on New Year's Eve.
Oh, yeah?
Well,
man,
I would like to see what happens in Vegas on New Year's Eve, but maybe being there might be dicey.
You probably get, like, syphilis adjacent.
Yeah, and vomited on probably. But every casino had fireworks going off, and I swear it went on like 15 minutes. It was just nuts. And the Sphere had things going on, Vegas is such a neat city.
Oh, yeah.
Just from the skyline in general.
Yeah. Yeah.
And then seeing it in that kind of time would be really cool.
Yeah.
But, so we watched that, and then, I think, Shanna's brother had to go. So we were like, oh, that's our opportunity. And then we bolted and got home at like 1.
Yeah. So did you drink?
No, we don't drink when we're over there.
Oh, okay.
So no, didn't.
Did you end up getting pizza?
No, we ended up getting food from Carl's Jr.
Oh shit! What did we eat? I don't remember what we ate. Yeah. I don't think it was anything special. Might have been. Nope. I don't know.
So we ended up going to Carl's Jr. and it was fine, but at the same time,
were you joined by Data's and Nicole?
No, they went to Nicole's parents' house. Had a
party,
kind of
a gathering.
A gathering. There was a whole story there at like 8:00 that night. These people that they invited over. I think it was just Nicole's parents, like the kids, Chandler and Nicole, and this other couple and their couple of kids were there. And apparently the mom of this couple, the wife, is an alcoholic.
Oh no!
And got really fucking hammered, and was sitting on a stool in the kitchen, and fell off the stool backwards and like smacked her head real hard, to the point to where when she got up, she had this knot on the back of her head that was like she like passed out.
Oh,
got knocked out.
Yeah,
And Nicole's mom, luckily, is a nurse, so she kind of knew what to do and like kind of went into nurse mode.
Right.
Then they called for an ambulance because
she throwing up.
She was concussed for sure.
Oh yeah.
And then by the time the ambulance got there, she was like refusing to go and all this shit, and like the kids were in turmoil and the husband's pissed off. It was like a whole thing, and that happened early on. And I guess that kind of soured the evening for them, which kind of sucks. We were invited to go over there. I wouldn't have minded hanging out, but then when I heard that happen, I was like, damn.
I didn't like being hangry, but I think I got the right one.
Picking my poison, Yeah, so I felt bad about that, but what are you going to do?
Yeah.
So yeah, we didn't do anything special. I mean, other than hanging out with everybody.
Yeah.
But man, I'll tell you what, going back to work.
Yeah.
After I had 10 days off or something. Man, we touched on this earlier.
Yeah.
It's the whole like when you're working, you don't want to be working, and when you're not working, you're happy, but then after the end of that time and you have to go back to work, it's almost worse than being at work the whole week.
Yeah, God damn it.
Yeah. Fuck. Yeah.
I ripped off the Band-Aid. I don't like what I saw, man. I don't like it at all.
I mean, it is what it is, but I just feel like I'm getting old.
Did you have so you've had your car though. Did you get like any good like unwind drives like while you were on PTO?
Not
like,
really.
Did you get like a break?
I started getting sort of the sniffles around, right around the show last week. I was congested last week. I'm still a little congested.
Yeah, I remember.
And so I had, that was like sort of the beginning. And then like, I don't remember, maybe Friday or Saturday, one of those 2 days it kind of ramped on me. And I was like, I was kind of out for the day.
Mm-hmm.
So it's like, I was just sort of hanging out at the house, and the girls would be like, oh, we're going to go to blah, blah, blah.
Mm-hmm.
And then I'd just be home, like hanging out with the dog, which is fine. I don't mind doing that. I would rather be feeling good enough to go do shit.
Right.
But so there was like a bunch of like, I want to make sure I feel good, and I don't want to alarm. It's not like I had COVID or anything. It's just like a sinus. I still have some congestion.
Yeah.
But I didn't want to like have the in-laws feel like I was bringing over some shit or whatever.
Right.
So, but maybe, just kind of feeling generally like one day it was like really bad, and the rest of the days were just sort of like whatever.
I'm dealing.
Yeah.
Yeah.
I'm kind of coming. You know what's funny though? Today I was very congested when I got up this morning, blowing my nose, like took a shower. And then I was like, why aren't I using my neti pot?
Oh, yes.
Distilled
water.
Yeah. Oh, yeah. Oh, I have some.
Yeah.
But I was like, why am I not doing that? And so I went and did that. Man, I felt so much better this morning. Right away.
Yeah,
like, it makes a big difference, like, right now.
Yes. Oh, yeah. Yeah.
So I'm going to, when I get home from here tonight, I will do that again. And then we'll see in the morning. I'll probably feel better tomorrow for sure. I mean, I feel good. I feel fine. I'm just congested.
Yeah.
So, and you know what I think it is? We talked about this.
Mm-hmm.
I have been doing a lot of leaf sucking.
Leaf sucking.
I have a vac, a yard vac.
Yeah.
And it sucks the leaves up and puts them through the metal blade and then grinds them and throws them into a bag.
Oh, yeah.
And it blows a lot of dust.
Oh, fuck
and
yeah.
those leaves are full of
mold and dust.
Yes.
And bird shit and cat shit.
And I've been doing a lot of it. I mean, literally for like weeks now, the only thing I have been putting into my green can is ground up leaves from the leaf sucker, from the leaf vac.
Oh, yeah. I believe it.
And so I think that just the dust,
Oh, yeah. Remember? Because what was it, 3-4 weeks ago? And I'm out in the backyard and I'm like, oh, I'm not really doing it. It was like the aerating of dirt as I'm pulling stuff up and like grabbing handfuls of raking. Like,
yeah.
Should have been wearing a mask.
I know. And Shannon and I even talked about that tonight.
Then you
before I came here.
Could have just chilled. Had all the chill time on your vacation.
Yeah, so it does. It generates a lot of dust, and to the point to where after, like, I'll end up sneezing a whole bunch.
Yeah.
And then afterwards, when I'm all done, I'll put all the stuff away and go in the house, and then I'll blow my nose, and it's like
particulates,
crap coming out of my nose. So I think I have something from that.
Oh, sure.
That I don't know. So I figure if I'm gonna neti pot it out of there.
We've talked about like we've lived through, at this point, if you've made it through COVID and seen any of the scientific data about the microns of things that can get you to go sideways and the
the N95 and what it blocks.
Man,
and all this shit.
I'm in here in the garage and I'm like, I just took the truck out and I left the garage door open for a little too long, so that creates like a wind tunnel right here, and it blows leaves into the. And I'm like, I'll just take my shirt and like pull it over my nose and like, brrr, and I'm like, yeah, but do you remember that time in August of 2020 when you saw that info thing about how small
the particulates,
spores, viruses, pathogens are? And how easy they just go right between the fibers and weaves of a cloth. Yeah. And you're like, look at you, dipshit.
Yeah, totally.
With your T-shirt over your nose.
Yeah.
Like, okay.
But that means I'd have to stop what I'm doing and go find one.
Go get a goddamn mask.
Yeah.
Yes. Yeah. So
Yeah. And the thing is like I said, but I've said this many times, I've got a pretty large tree out front, and I've got one fucked up shitty tree in the back that I need to cut down, and that thing generates trillions of fucking leaves, little tiny ones, And the one out front is just like for weeks, it's just keeps dropping leaves and dropping leaves. And then we're off and on with rain. So now rain is getting on them, and then they're not totally dry, you know, and you're still sucking up some dry stuff and some wet stuff. And now you're activating the fucking shit with the wet.
Yeah.
And it's, and you know, literally that's what I'm doing like once or twice a week, just cleaning leaves off the yard I haven't even mowed. I'm literally just leaf vacuuming leaves out of the yard. And then the backyard's a mess because there's tons of trees, not just my tree, but trees from the city that are on the other side of the wall, and the pool's full of them, and the all around the pool, and the yard is
Mother Nature's like, I'm only going to put mildew on 5% of these leaves, but I'm going to fuck that guy's day up.
Well, the only reason why I brought it up is because you can see the leaves that are sitting there and they're cupped if they're on the ground.
Yeah.
And there's like white, crusty garbage inside of them. And then you just suck it up with, oh, cool, it's gone. But what's happening is that motherfucker's getting grinded up and pulverized into dust as it gets blown into the bag. And the bag's not sealed completely. And where the seam is, where the bag attaches to the nozzle, shit's blowing out of there, and I'm breathing it.
Oh, yeah. There's like potheads that are like, that's a really great nebulizer, bro.
Yeah. To the point where literally I've taken zip ties and just keep like putting zip ties on it, trying to get it to seal better.
Yeah.
And I haven't been successful, obviously. But, you know, I mean, I'm dealing with, it probably takes 8 or 10 leaf vac bags to fill my green can. So it's overstuffed of that kind of shit every 2 weeks.
I don't really have to, because I let the two maples, the really big maple, because I don't have really the lawn under it anymore. I've like reseeded it with clover. This year I didn't mind. I just let all the leaves that fell in that shape stay there, because it'll work as a
barrier. Yeah,
barrier and fertilizer for the clover to come up in spring and whatnot. But I would say 80% of a bigger number than that of my yard is tiny oak leaves. Yeah. So I don't have to worry too much about having to like macerate the leaves. I just got to get them all into one spot, and then I can just scoop them into the. Yeah. But if I had big leaves, I need to. Well, so I can get more in there.
I think the tree in the back's I think it's a Chinese elm or something, and it's got the just little tiny leaves about that big.
Oh yeah.
And so that thing just sheds trillions of leaves all the time. But the leaves on the front is they're bigger leaves. They're usually about that big. Yeah. Maybe 4-inch.
Does it have like the spiky golf ball seed pods too? Is that kind of tree?
Yes. Okay. Yes. So if I want the front yard to look okay, then I got to get out there and mow. But the problem is the mower doesn't do a good job picking up that many leaves. And so I end up just vacuuming it all, and then I just end up getting this.
Wear a mask. Like, you don't, like, how did he do this? Well, it was like the goofy shit with the mask and the T-shirt. Like, I was in the kitchen.
And you farted?
Making oatmeal. Yeah, I farted. I was making oatmeal. I'm like, I'm going to put a banana in my oatmeal.
Yeah.
So hot water's on, pack it, pour it in the bowl, get it ready. The hot water's done. I go snag a banana, hot water in the oatmeal, and I peel the banana. I'm like, oh, okay. So I go over to get a fucking paring knife.
Yeah.
And I walk back, and in one hand, I have my spoon.
Okay.
And my banana. And I went to get a knife.
Uh-huh. Even though you could have just used your spoon?
And the banana's peeled, knife in one hand, and I looked down at the banana, which is in the hand with the spoon, and I went, what are you doing? I countless times I've just lopped off, like...
Yeah.
It's a fucking banana. You don't need a goddamn knife.
You're not sawing through it with the bread knife. Yeah.
And I went, why did I do that?
Who have I become?
Right. Fucking countless times I've just with the spoon.
Sure. That makes sense.
And if you can't get through it with the fucking spoon, it's not ripe yet.
Or there's something wrong with
it.
you.
It's a break.
Or the banana.
Right. That's bad news, man. Like, some of these things are so, like, why would I? That makes no sense. Why should I just put a mask on?
Yeah.
Why? You don't need a knife to cut a banana.
No.
Yeah.
Now, you ever watch, speaking of knives in the kitchen, I used to watch my grandmother and my mom do a lot of cooking when I was younger.
Yeah.
And they used the little paring knife.
Yes.
Isn't that what you just said you grabbed?
Yeah, paring knife.
Okay, little paring knife. And they're cutting where they cut like towards their thumb.
Yes.
Where the sharp is coming at their thumb.
Yes.
With like veggies and stuff like they're.
Yeah.
And it's like, but they never cut themselves.
No.
And I think I have done this method.
Yeah.
But I'm always like, fuck, I'm going to cut myself. Do you do that too?
When I skin apples.
Okay.
Yes.
Okay.
But having worked in restaurants, I guess it'd just be weird that if you, I don't know. I've done it. In working in the kitchen.
Yeah.
I guess if you trust your knife, I guess, I don't know. It's not like I have extra calluses or anything.
Yeah.
I guess
that if you don't go all the way to the thumb,
right?
It's probably
you're kind of
not.
just like you're like 99.95% into the thumb, and then you. I do it.
Yeah, yeah.
I don't know if I don't trust my wife to do it.
No, I wouldn't trust my wife.
Yeah.
My wife would not do it. She's the lady that cuts stuff with a steak knife all the time. She won't use the big chef knives and stuff.
Smart lady.
Why?
So she doesn't hurt herself.
I'm
because she doesn't. You don't trust.
She doesn't. She's afraid of the knives. Basically,
well, it's better to use the knife that you can trust. Of little trust that
that's
you have.
True, but the thing of it is if you're using a knife that is not built for the purpose, it can be harder to use and more dangerous than using.
Okay, I would agree to that.
Yeah,
so is she using a steak?
She's
knife
using a steak knife to cut whatever it is. It doesn't matter.
Oh,
and which could be way more difficult than actually using a knife that's properly meant for that job, and would be way easier because it's sharper.
Sure.
So that's where I kind of get a little nervous when I see her like struggling with the thing, and I'm like, "What, bro?"
I certainly share that because I'll get if I walk into the kitchen and Venus is cutting something, I can't. I trust her.
Yeah,
absolutely. But she has cut, made a mistake on accident, and something got away from her. That. It's a running joke for sure.
Right.
But I'm always like, head on a swivel, like, do you mean to, I can cut it?
Yeah, no, that's how I am too.
I can do that for you. Or like watching her get too close to a knuckle or a thing, like holding it something wrong and it looks like it's going to slip, like I'm instant like, we were watching like a wilderness, like camping thing, like it's like ASMR. They're not really talking. They build a tent in like the woods or the snow, and they do like snow camp.
Yeah.
And this young lady, content creator, dolled up, and she's sitting in her little tent on a cot with like a very, very small preparation cutting board, and she pulls out this beyond needed buck knife thing to cut like carrots and like a turnip and something to put in like a stew.
Yeah.
And she's got less room to work with than like our laptop tops. Like a 15, 16
and the blade's like twice as big
and
as the
it is like a buck knife style like no.
Yeah.
Absolutely. And she's like and like a big fucking stupid silver dollar sized carrot she's cutting into like cylinders, and you're like, one, your preparation space is not suited. Two, knife, well oversuited for the job that you're doing, and so like I'm watching like I'm doing.
Oh,
like,
yeah.
I'm doing.
Yeah,
God,
yeah.
I'm waiting for the ASMR episode for snow camping turns murder scene kind of thing.
Yeah. Well, also, if you're in your tent prepping food, that's bad.
No, she was outside.
Oh,
She was
okay.
like sitting. It was
Okay.
like a vestibule of her
Oh, okay.
tent.
Okay.
So she was outside.
Okay.
Uh,
I'm like, no food in the tent.
yeah, no, it wasn't.
Okay.
She was like sitting in it and working outside.
Oh, I
it.
see.
So she was covered.
Yeah.
But like I get
Yeah.
cringe. Like
yeah.
oh sweet, oh please.
Well, and the other
Please,
the other
idiots.
one too is if it's the right knife, but also it's dull, that's dangerous. Because now you're forcing the knife to do something it doesn't want to do.
Oh yeah, absolutely.
And you're now putting some pressure on a thing, and now something's going to slip.
Mm-hmm.
You know what I mean?
Oh yeah.
So I had a similar thing actually on Christmas.
Mm-hmm.
Chandler we talked about this. Chandler had smoked a turkey, and I
Right.
brought over a breast and like a turkey leg
Mm-hmm.
to cut up and put on the table. We're at my in-laws, and they're not really. They've got cooking utensils that they cook a little here and there.
Mm-hmm.
I wouldn't call Shanna's mom a chef.
Okay.
She gets along, but every knife they have in their kitchen that is for some sort of cutting, number one, was not what I was looking to use, and number two, dull as fuck.
No.
And I was like trying to cut slices off this turkey breast with dull knives that were not meant for the purpose.
Right.
And I was
Like bad upon bad.
I'm like waiting for myself to just slice a finger off or something.
right.
That's almost as frustrating as as watching someone use the wrong knife.
Right. I get the same way too particularly with dudes swinging axes or like sledgehammers, like splitting wood compilations.
Oh God.
Like you're choked up too far or not enough, or you don't have a cleared footing area while you're splitting wood kind of thing.
Yeah.
And you miss a block and now you've dulled your tool, like you hit the dirt, or your axe glazes off the side and you almost fucking split your toes. Like that stuff. So it's not gender specific. There are across the board idiots that
coworker
give me
a
pause.
few years ago was working outside with I want to say it was like a sledge that had an axe on the back.
Okay.
And he was hitting something with the sledge side.
Yeah.
And it bounced off and came up and hit him in the head.
God.
Oh, yeah. Stitches all through his head. Ooh. Oh, yeah. Oh, God.
What the fuck was he
gnarly.
swinging? Oh, sledgehammer? Maybe
it was like half
wedge?
sledge, half axe thing.
Yeah.
And it just hit whatever it was wrong. And he's not an idiot. I mean, he just hit it wrong.
Oh yeah, sometimes you just hit
and it just
thing.
came back and
there, I'm not perfect either. There are plenty of times when I'll get into like splitting stuff, and you get kind of lazy, and you find yourself starting to reach, or you haven't cleaned out your foot area, and you get a knot that you didn't see, and that kind of takes you off balance, and all of a sudden you're stumbling over a wedge of something because you should have been cleaning so it happens. Come down and you're like feeling the sauce and you give something like 110% and you just cockeye and so glancing blow and you're like almost lost a shin,
almost took off part of my foot.
That almost was that Pistorius guy who was in the Paralympic. So I've made my share of things, but I have it's like taking care of the car or kitchen space. Like I'd like to get to the end of this journey, and one of these simple things to do is to just when you're splitting
clean
wood,
it up as you go,
or you're working in the kitchen with knives. Your knives need to be sharp. You need to be using the right kind of knives.
Yeah.
If you're splitting wood, your foot area needs to be clean. You need to keep the wood organized, and you need to keep your tools, your axes and your sledges and your chisels, your wedges, like in good condition.
Yeah.
My dad, damn it. So when you work with sledges and wedges a lot, because up with the oaks, sometimes we would just have to split with a sledge and wedge, not an axe.
Yeah.
The top of your wedge would start to mushroom out and create those like the flanges and the overhangs.
Right.
I can't remember. It wasn't my dad. It may have been one of the other neighbors in the valley. He had borrowed one of my dad's wedges, and he was splitting wood, and he hit one of the wedges wrong, and he took the
chunk off?
metal splintered off
Uh-huh.
on the hit, and it just like pegged him like
shrapnel.
Yeah, like a BB. It
Yeah.
didn't puncture, but it stuck in him.
Oh.
I mean, like puncture, like go all the way under the
Right.
skin, but it popped a hole in him,
Oh.
and then kind of fell out. And he's like, "Oh, he was smarted for sure."
Yeah.
But there was a little bit of a, "Hey man, why don't you take yours?" So from then on, my dad would always
Grind
off the stuff because he didn't want to get yelled at.
I actually had that happen. Chandler took me a couple of years ago to do. It was like one of those places where you can. You rent the space and then you can smash.
Oh yeah, I remember you
stuff.
guys doing that.
Yeah.
Yeah.
And I hit like this printer and part of it came off
Oh yeah.
and hit me in the shin. So when we left, by the time we left the room and we were done, I had blood running down my leg.
Oh, that's because
Happy birthday.
fuck yeah.
Here's a bloody shin for you. And I remember I hit it and it came and it got me in the leg and it was
Yeah.
like, oh, that stung a little bit.
Oh, smart.
And then later on, like look down and I'm like, shit, there's actually I had blood running down. Sometimes I'm like just working in the yard and I come in and I'm leaving a trail of blood because I don't even know that I've like
Yeah, what the fuck happened?
nicked my hand or somehow. I'm like, where did that come from?
Have you done the axe throwing place that's over here by Topgolf?
No, have you?
No. Mike's sister
Smart
Tracy.
Axe?
Is that what it's called?
I think it's called Smart Axe.
Tracy went on a date with some. I don't know where she went. I think somewhere in Folsom or
Tracy?
Mike's sister.
Oh, Mike's sister.
Went and did. Like I saw her on her Instagram. Went somewhere to do it, and she apparently is like
Really good at it?
Yeah, gifted. She smoked her date.
Oh,
Like,
really?
Absolutely.
Is that like the first time she'd ever done it?
Yes.
Oh,
Like right out of the gate, she's like, apparently there's some redneck in me that's like gifted at
Redding.
throwing,
I mean, sure. It makes sense.
throwing axes at targets and hitting them dead nuts. I remember watching, because they used to do. You probably seen it, like on the drive, the back drive from going up McCourtney to Grass Valley.
Uh-huh.
Before you get to the fairgrounds, there was always that. There was a guy just before the fairgrounds for a big turn he had rounds for axe throwing.
Oh. I don't know if I noticed it or not.
I don't know if it's still there.
Oh.
As a young driver, so in my teens, well into my early 20s, making that drive, he would have beer cans in it, so that way you would know, like if you hit it and you.
Uh-huh.
I never saw him throwing, but I saw axes in both targets, so you knew
Someone was doing something.
was throwing into him,
Sure.
and they were like always. I'm like, man, just once. Like, what are the odds? I've never seen this during the day. I've never seen this guy throw a single axe, but clearly they're getting used. Some of them just look like fucking hamburger.
Yeah.
Like,
Does Argonaut still do it in his? Doesn't he have like a little axe?
I don't know.
I think he has like an axe throwing setup because I remember him talking about it at one time.
I know
in his
bows,
backyard.
bows and arrows. I think him and the girls do bows.
I thought it was axes,
Was
or
it?
at one time it was axes.
I'd love to try it.
Yeah.
I just fucking
If you're listening,
Argonaut.
yeah, let us know.
Hey Argonaut, do you still throw the hatchets or axes?
Yeah,
And have you done one of the? Although, why would you pay if you could just?
yeah, just do it in your backyard.
need some wood, and I got the axes. Fuck it.
Yeah, I have not done it. I think the closest thing I ever did as a kid and when I was in Indian Guides, is that a terrible thing to be in now? Was I did like the turkey shoot, but you're not shooting a turkey. It's targets with bow and arrow.
Oh, really?
Yeah, like
Yeah.
this is like in the 70s.
Like longbow type of thing?
I don't
or
know.
Like,
I was a little kid.
compound, like with all the wheels and shit. So just like a.
I think it was longbow style. We didn't have the wheels and stuff back then. At least I didn't. I don't even think I hit the target, to be honest with you. Because it's not like I ever got practice.
Right.
It was just like, hey, we're doing this thing this weekend. I was like, oh, shit. And then you get up there and go doink, and it like,
right.
You're like barely making it past the bow somehow. I've never done it before. I don't know. Yeah. So I would like to go try. That's something that I would like to try at some point. But that's an expensive sport.
Bows?
Yeah. Because like the compound, all that shit starts to get super pricey.
Yeah. So, you've seen any of like the Olympics and stuff? Like,
yeah.
When I was young, it was like the compound bows were starting to come out.
Yeah.
And it was like, whoa, those are fancy. It allows you
like carbon fiber now.
Yeah,
and I'm sure with
now you watch any of those like competitions on ESPN or in fucking the Olympics.
Yeah.
And they're perfectly balanced with like counterweights.
Yeah.
Bouncing off either with like crazy ass scopes, and they've got guards on their arms and like scopes fucking to black out one eye.
Yeah.
So they,
it's like anything
like,
else, man. You can just go nuts on it, right? Like,
what was the one movie? It's probably a Hunger Games thing where they're like, a well-trained, archer lets the string go in between heartbeats. It's like that kind of precision. And you look at some of these people with like the golfer with all of the aids on it.
Yeah.
And you're like,
now
what part of archery are you doing here?
When they're doing the ski thing and then they stop and shoot an arrow, right? That's what they're shooting. They're like shooting rifles right at a target. But you see them when they do the close-ups of when they're aiming, and you can see them do the they blow it out,
right,
and then take their shot, and it's fascinating to me.
Dum, dum.
Yeah. Now, I would like to go just try the bow and arrow thing again because I sucked at it so bad. I just figured I sucked at it.
Yeah.
I would like to see if I could actually do it.
Do you ever play darts?
On occasion. I haven't played in a while, but I wasn't terrible at it, but I wasn't really good at it either. There used to be a place, the Q Club.
Yeah.
Down on Douglas at Sierra College.
Yes.
On the right, as you go down Douglas and approach Sierra College on the right, before that big Safeway shopping center was there, there was a tiny little strip thing in there, and there was a place called the Q Club, and we would meet people there all the time and have beers. But they had tons of darts in there. So go have beers, throw some darts. And they were the electronic kind, so it kept score for you, which was cool.
Because I don't like the math on the fly.
No. Not when you're drinking.
Are these going to count for me? Because I don't have time for that plus and minus bullshit.
Wait. That was how much was that one?
Was it it's a triple 16? I don't know.
Yeah.
Never mind. Just give me the dar back. I'll rethrow it to a triple 3.
Yeah. Just see if we can get bullseyes.
I ain't got time for this. It's bullseyes or get the fuck out.
Exactly.
You went over by how much? 7. I can't even see 7 on here. Can I hit a double 4? That's 8, dickhead. Oh, fuck.
Yeah. Yeah. So we used to play, but this is like in the 90s. We used to do that, but I haven't done that in a long time. We used to play pool a lot. Go to billiards clubs a lot. Like I had my own cue and stuff. That was fun. There was a really nice billiards hall down at Sunrise and Greenback.
Yeah.
I used to love that place. I can't remember it's gone now, but I can't remember what the name was. But we used to go there all the time.
Grass Valley had a really good place. It was called Billiards.
Wow.
Yes, right across from the Safeway.
I was joking around with my wife the other day, like, if you were to aspire to have a liquor store, would you want your sign out front just to say liquor? Or do you think you would come up with some sort of branded name that might be catchy that makes people feel like they're coming to somewhere cooler?
I just spell it
than liquor.
Lick her.
Yeah.
Like there's that pho place right on
49.
Yeah.
Yeah.
What is it? Fucking good?
Yeah.
Right.
Yeah. King good.
Yeah. Just fucking own it.
Yeah.
Like, I'm not paying for any extra characters, but lick her. Yes. Send it. I guarantee it.
Well, I just think it's funny because we were driving by one day and I'm like, that liquor store literally just says on the sign, liquor.
Yeah.
You don't aspire to do anything more
that's it.
than just be liquor.
We've got the vice. I mean,
This is where you get it.
it's all the things.
It says what we do right on the sign.
Hey, man. I don't got extra time here. There's no extra colors. It's a white sign with black letters. It's liquor.
So I just want, do they actually have a name? Is the business have a name, or did they just call it liquor? Is there someone else in the area that also has one that's just called liquor, and they're going to have like a gang violence problem between each other? Or,
They're like,
you know,
welcome to Jack's Emporium of Wine and Spirits and Abracadabra. You're like, but it says liquor. You're like, yeah, we have that too.
Yeah. I used to joke that I was going to start a business called Jimmy's Chimmy's Chinese Food and Technical Support Emporium.
Yeah, there you go.
Say that 10 times fast.
Wouldn't be able to fit that on a business card.
But you can't do that business in just one name. Just stuff.
Yeah, just stuff.
Things. That's my business name.
We got it.
I just want the cheapest sign that says things.
Yeah. Exclamation point? Nope. No punctuation.
Yeah.
None.
We want our business to be something clever called blah, blah. But when I went to go get the sign, somebody had ordered this one already. It just says liquor. So I just said, oh, that's cheap.
Right.
I just buy that one.
I'll just take that.
Yeah.
Does it come with the light bulbs? I just need it gone, man. What are you guys going to do? Tile?
Tile. Jesus Christ.
Says liquor. Yeah, but it's a sign, so does it light up?
Can I rearrange the letters somehow different?
Are you guys open at night?
What if you bought the liquor
No.
sign and then just rearranged the letters into something that you could pronounce, and that was your new business name, and it's for anything you want to do? Because you bought the cheap
What?
chlor. Yes.
What are you doing here?
I don't
Sweepers?
know. This is the stuff I think about all the time.
God damn it.
Anyway.
We're at time.
Already?
Yeah.
Damn.
Did you happen to do any New Year's resolution?
I don't do that shit.
That's right. After 5 years, you'd think I would.
I just don't. It's just.
Piper asked if I had one.
I just want to be a better person.
I haven't come up with one yet. Venus and I are working real hard on fine-tuning our diets.
Yeah.
And we're going to try to be more active, but it's not New Year's resolution.
That is something I'm going to do.
Is it?
Yes.
We set.
I got to feel better though.
Yeah, you gotta. We sat down and tried to. Really, it was we want better fitness, better health overall.
Yeah.
And we've talked about it. We don't eat terribly here, but there are tunings, not diets, but tunings to be made.
Sure.
And we, looked through a bunch of stuff. Where do we need to go as far as getting probably better, what they would call macros, you're managing your carbs, your sugars, and your protein.
So not making your hamburgers in bacon grease.
Right. Yes.
Oh, okay.
Pretty much.
Yeah, that makes sense.
Right. Or not putting 5 things of bacon when you could get 2 and you would be fine.
Sure.
Kind of a thing. In trying to create a better whole meal that's more well balanced in nutrients than something that's not terrible, but full of one and not the others. Just trying to, and we'd sat down, crunched a bunch of stuff. We were already, since she's been back at work, we've already been pretty good, but not consistent with making bento boxes for her to take to lunch so she eats something that's planned and in proper portion and whatnot, and myself as well.
Yeah.
I think Monday evening, Tuesday was her first day back at work, and obviously I work Sunday, but we kind of kicked it off very meme and stereotypical, start January 1 right out the gate. So her first day back was yesterday, Tuesday, and she had prep stuff. We had prep stuff, gotten a lot of our things dialed in, and like her for both of us, our big, like we don't want to one, feel hungry.
Yeah.
We don't want to feel like you don't have the liberty to eat whatever you want within, so it's like, I'm not trying to starve myself, and I'm not trying to say I can't have a bag of chips or I can't have a ice cream at the end of the day because that's bad.
Right.
Like, so just eating better. So she, with those parameters in mind, Tuesday was our first day, like writing that you eat a breakfast, eat a lunch, eat a dinner. And we got to the end of the day, and we were counting up, pieces and parts. And she was under, both of us were under our target thing. And really the end question was, but are you hungry?
Right.
And she was like, no. And I went, like, we win. Like, it was, you when you start to approach some of those things, especially when you're like, oh, I'm counting calories, or I can't have this. Like there's a whole bunch of a series of like pressures that if you aren't already eating healthy, that kind of like give you get out of jail free cards. Like, oh, well, that's too hard for me to make that because that's way out there. It's too hard of a thing to achieve yet. Yeah. When you don't eat terrible either. So I think certainly Tuesday was very easy for us. It was like, this isn't going to be that hard. Do we have to adjust some of our meal plans so we get more protein? Yeah, that will change what we eat, but we're not handcuffed to brown rice and chicken,
right?
At every meal.
Right.
We're not going that hard,
yeah.
But also that's probably not well balanced either. And then when you get to the end of whatever your target is, well, now what? Like, do you? That was a big, not hang up, a question that she had. Like, well, when we get to the end of this, my target reward or my target number, what happens then? Like, do you gain it all back, or do you fall off the wagon, kind of thing? And I said, after we've done this a number of times as young kids, young adults, young parents, older parents, and now at the old getting into the 50s, I think the takeaway here is, hopefully, if you do some of these habits long enough that are healthy, that you keep a majority of them when you're not uber focused.
Right.
And then that slows or abates I gained it all back, or I can't do this that fast anymore. I lost minutes because I got so slow because I ate so much, or I gained so much weight. Hey, it's not that hard to meal prep, and these are good meals, and I enjoy making them. And my day and evening and week becomes, I have a lot more free time when I'm not like caught off guard with trying to make a meal for Piper or Xander or every night. So hopefully some of those things you take with you in the, what I'm going to say, off season. Like, you take some of those things and you kind of just start to, I lost 10 pounds and that was 3 months and I feel really good about that. But, I'm going to take a break. And so you take a month back and like, oh, fuck, I gained 3 pounds back. But I kept most of those habits.
Yeah.
And I tell you what, I'm going to go back to that after a month and a half, and I'm going to go back to just being really focused. And you lose 7 pounds, you like start to consistently whittle.
Well, it's creating better habits.
Sure. And I think
yeah.
that ultimately, I'm saying weight in there, but it's not necessarily have to be a weight thing. For us,
it's a health thing.
It's a health thing.
Yeah.
Like, in the end, those habits will help me stay fitter longer.
Yeah.
And the hidden gem here after yesterday, yoga, like the yoga pants, I cannot recommend picking up yoga. Apple TV has fitness, has yoga in there. Sight Unseen, Venus and I did the Apple Plus fitness. Like we just picked a random.
Yeah.
Having not watched one yet because we put yoga in like our exercise plan. Like we'll just do one. All different types of skill sets. I felt so much better after 30 minutes of yoga.
Really?
Like it's just really stretching. I mean, it gets your heart rate up a little bit, but we didn't do like a hip hop yoga. We did a chill vibe.
No goat yoga or anything like that?
Yeah, no goat yoga. Yogi Berra? Yogi Bear. Like the stretching, it was very low key. We're not lifting weights and we're not doing jazzercise type of shit. It's all slow movement, balance, core exercises. Anybody can do yoga, and just the stretching alone, by the end of it, I felt better because I just felt like more loose. I wasn't like wound up so tight after a day of work. I felt, and we did it after like end of day. I just felt better being like a little bit looser. I wasn't wound as tight.
Yeah.
All speeds, man. Yeah. All speeds. So if you're looking to do something that doesn't require you to go out and crank out 6-minute miles or, run half a marathon kind of thing, and you don't want the gym vibe, YouTube has yoga channels. Apple TV has yoga channels. I'm sure probably Roku, whatever, and fucking Amazon probably has. You could probably find it.
Yeah.
30 minutes, 15 minutes, start whatever works for you. Yoga.
Yeah.
I'm telling you.
Yeah,
it's good shit.
All
That's
right.
it.
That's it.
We're at time. Again.
Glad you made it to the end of the year, and Happy New Year. And
and all the other holidays that are in or around. Whatever you celebrate. Fucking whatever. I hope you're having fun.
I mean, everybody does New Year's, right? I mean, we all have to
not
cross over into the new year.
Everyone works off the same calendar.
Exactly.
Unless you're a druid.
I mean, even if you don't celebrate it, at least you have to get in the mindset that you have to start writing 24 instead of 23.
And if anything, if you're one of those nature people, but today we're the closest we are to this
the solstice.
Yeah, not a solstice. It's the distance to the sun.
Oh, we're the closest.
Yeah, I think
it sure feels chilly outside to be closer to the sun.
Well, for who is it? Well, so Australia is probably
cooking right now,
scorching.
Yeah.
Anyway, you should return the cart.
Yeah, wash your hands.
Wash your ass.
Check your oil, Tony.
Stay up to date on your shots.
Make the call if you need to.
Pick up a broom.
Do the kindness.
We'll catch you next week.
Thanks for listening, everybody.
Bye.